Welcome back. Thanks for joining me again. Today I am in between week 5 and 6 post Achilles rupture, taking the non-operative approach. And what I would like to share with you today are some techniques that I've been using to help improve my weight-bearing status and to progress my gait, my walking. So I will show you how I've used yoga and of course, some physical therapy exercises to improve my walking ability. And I just want you to keep in mind that, yoga isn't just, rolling out your mat and doing the poses or the asana practice that we all think. That's what yoga is. So today I'll show you how I use yoga, as I'm walking and training to progress my weight-bearing status. All right, so I start off in sitting. My protocol says that I can start to increase my weight bearing now anywhere between 75% to 100% on this leg. So basically I can weight bear as tolerated. I can put as much weight as I want on here. So I start with just a seated meditation, which is really, to me, becoming present, fully aware, scanning my body from head to toe, perhaps releasing what's not serving me, any tension in the neck or shoulders. And then start to find some symmetry, which is important for gait and when I do get up into standing in a moment. So feeling equal weight bearing on my sit bones and bringing my awareness to the feet. So yoga, to me, is really connecting to that space inside and uniting my body and mind and breath and spirit. Just, really connecting and being fully present and fully aware. And feeling the 4 points of each foot. So 2 points at the ball of the foot and 2 points at the heel. I've chosen to put some shoes on that have, or a shoe on that has a heel with a couple heel lifts so that I'm symmetrical in height. Otherwise, like I showed you in my other video, my pelvis will be tilted. So that gives me some symmetry, especially when I stand and start to walk. So I feel those 4 points on each foot. And again, just finding some symmetry. And I would spend a couple moments here observing my breath. By a couple moments, I mean anywhere from 3 minutes, maybe even 5 minutes. And then I progress to starting to weight shift from one foot to the other, and I can even lift, sort of like a seated march. And you really have to do this slowly to feel the subtleties. And as you exhale, and I showed this, this breath in my last video, the TEDx breath. So as you exhale, just gently drawing the belly into the spine, feeling equal weight bearing on the sit bones. Just lift one knee up, and anybody can do this. You don't have to have an injury, and you can feel the weight bearing into the other leg. So this is beautiful to do, just to get a little bit more weight bearing without, sacrificing your pelvis, your pelvic alignment. So that's what I've been starting with, and I will go both sides. Next up, practicing sit to stand. Come to the edge of the chair. Feet are a little bit behind the knees. To bring my chest forward, nose over toes. I'm going to put my hands on the chair. I have progressed, so I don't need a crutch or a cane. And this is where the yoga comes in. I am mindfully using my breath, being aware of equal weight bearing as much as I can. I take a breath in. When I exhale, core engages, shifting my weight forward, coming up into standing, taking another breath in. As I exhale, bending the knees, shifting the weight forward, sending the hips back. Inhaling. Exhale, shifting forward, trying to keep the knees over the toes. Inhale. Exhale, sink. Ooh. Okay, I'm going to try the arms, no arms, see if I can do that. Haven't tried this yet, but I feel pretty confident. I'm almost equal weight bearing, I would say. So let me try. Exhale. Not quite. Let me try again. A little bit of momentum that I used, which is fine. Exhale. I use my hands. I'm going to show you a side thing, so you can see what's happening here. Inhale. Actually, let me get forward a bit more, get myself set up, practice what I preach. Feet back. Inhale. As I exhale, core engages, lean forward. Inhale. Exhale, sink the hips back. Try to descend. So to progress weight bearing and to practice gait, I've been shifting side to side, shifting my weight. Trying to stand up really tall so that my hips are over top of the ankles. We have a tendency to kind of, slouch forward like this and depend on the assistive device, whether it's the crutch or the cane. So I'm really trying to, stand up really tall, shoulders over top of the hips. And then just shifting, lifting my heel off the ground of one leg and then the other. And using my breath. And I've been doing some side stepping. Again, just getting used to putting weight on this leg. In order to walk a normal gait pattern, you have to be able to stand on one leg. So I've been trying that, and that's been challenging. It's been interesting just to feel, again, I can kind of stand with my butt out like this and, and sort of compensate and do that, but to really trust this leg, even, it's not just the, the ankle and the foot, but it's just the whole thigh, the knee, it hasn't had any weight to bear for almost 6 weeks. So I bring that hip over top, and yeah, I'll turn a bit, try to stay present, lift the leg, and just like in yoga, when I teach or when I practice tree or warrior 3 or any one leg standing posture, try to stay present, feel that foot grounding through the earth, not clenching the toes. And I'm trying to let go of the wall. I'm really shaky. A little bit is weakness, but a lot of it is just fear. Not confident in that leg. One finger on the wall, lifting up, trying not to sink down and protect. Grounding out through the foot into the earth, feeling the crown of the head lifting. Core engages, but there's a softness, not holding and harsh. We talk a lot about that in yoga, letting go what doesn't serve you. A little smile. Next is weight shifting, front to back. So just, this is my, actually, let me bring this up here so you can see. So just shifting the weight forward onto that leg. Now we do have a tendency to keep this leg protected and straight. So you kind of see us walking around like that. So for a normal gait pattern, we want the knee, or sorry, the hip to come over top of the ankle. See the difference between that versus putting weight into that front foot, shifting my hands here to press that hip forward, bringing the hips over top of the ankle. Okay, so that's really a really important part of gait. So I've been practicing that just back and forth, getting used to putting weight onto that front leg and getting used to trusting that leg and, like I said, bringing those hips forward. And then switching. Now this is the tough part because I still have 3 wedges underneath my heel on the boot. So it's kind of hard to do this part, like to keep my hips straight because my knee will hyperextend just biomechanically because of the way the ankle is positioned. So I do my best here, but trying to allow the knee to bend. So again, we have a tendency to just kind of keep that leg straight, that knee straight. So trying to, as you come forward, to allow that knee to bend. Those are the 2 sort of main parts I've been working on. And then, of course, trying to bring it all together. So stepping forward, getting my hip forward, transferring, so allowing the knee to bend. I'll do that one more time because it's so fun that I can actually walk, bringing that foot forward, hip over the ankle. Whew, there we go. So I hope that sheds some light on how I'm using my knowledge as a physical therapist and a yoga therapist to heal for my rehab. And I just wanted to mention that in yoga therapy, in the medical therapeutic yoga program that I took, we use a biopsychosocial model. So meaning we address all layers of our existence, all sheaths. Anamaya kosha, the physical layer, which is pretty straightforward. It does include nourishment as well, food. Vijnanamaya kosha, manomaya kosha, mental, emotional layers. Pranamaya kosha, that's the breath or the energetic layer as well. And Anandamaya kosha, which is the spiritual sheath. I've talked about that before, how for me it's that connection to my true self, that source, connection to others, connection to nature. And I think it's fitting at this time just to mention that the manomaya kosha and vijnanamaya kosha, sort of that mental, emotional layer, has been a challenge. And I know I'm putting on a smiley face and I'm doing so good, and I'm in this Achilles tendon group. It's been great, and a lot of people are struggling, and I think it's important, for me to be honest with everybody, and any injury, it's emotionally tough as well, and it's not wrong or right or good or bad. Part of what I've been working on through yoga, and it doesn't have to be yoga, but just through yoga, is embracing all of my emotions and just watching and observing and breathing and just being okay with what is. So just for anyone that's going through any kind of injury or issue, when you see people doing well and progressing, there's always stuff behind as well. So don't feel bad, you know, if you're struggling, because I think it's very normal. Just some people are better at maybe hiding it and repressing it. So namaste. See you next time. For more information on what I do and how I do it, and articles that I write, please visit my website at PhysioYoga.ca, and that will also tell you where I'm at, offering workshops and classes and speaking at conferences and teacher trainings. And on Twitter and Instagram, you can follow me at ProscoYoga. On Facebook, you can like my page, Prosco Physio Yoga Therapy, and I like to post some really interesting articles and videos of other resources and people that I respect.